All right. Welcome, you guys. My name is Denise Walsh. This is Coaching for Coaches. My goal within this podcast is to help give you content and a loving kick in the right direction that you need to stay focused in on your own goals. How many of us have a dream? We have that still small voice like speaking to us, telling us we're made for more, we're ready for more, like this isn't it, like don't give up, right? And then life happens, or we get sick, or we just shrink back to what feels comfortable, i.e., our old normal. And I don't know about you, but there have been some times this past year that I shrunk back. We had life happen. We had ups and downs, as I'm sure you have too. And there were times where I just wanted to put the cover over my head and be like, eating cookie dough here by myself. And so, if you're coming out of a hard year, I know that redreaming can feel challenging. It can feel like you're not sure if you want to redream because maybe this disappointment has happened before. And so, if you're listening to this and you're quietly thinking 2025 was a doozy, I'm ready for something new, and I'm a bit scared and hesitant, this podcast is for you. Now, you're probably here because you're a personal development junkie. You have a heart for others. You always want to support others, and you love pouring into yourself so you can learn and duplicate that with other people. But if you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling lifed, if that's a saying, like life is lifing, and you're not overflowing, how do you continue to show up for yourself and your clients? Well, guess what? 2026 isn't about fixing everything. It isn't about putting on this pressure that everything needs to be different all at once. And it's not even saying that you, as a coach, need to dig deep and add value if you're not feeling it. Today, we are going to do something to fill your cup so that you are shifted out of fight or flight mode. So you are feeling a little bit more hopeful. So you have something to give to others. And that doesn't mean it has to be all at once or all of the time. A difficult year doesn't mean that you failed. It means that life is lifing. It's just kind of part of life. And what we know with quantum physics and universal laws is that what comes up must come down, what goes down, what must come up. You won't stay here forever. Life is cyclical, okay? And there isn't a season where you stay down for decades. That just hopefully, right, doesn't happen. We always are ebbing and flowing. And so a difficult year just means that it was a difficult year. And what we don't want to do, you guys, is take a difficult year and make it our identity. You don't want to take a difficult year and say, well, now I know I'm not good at business. Now I know I'm not good at this. Now I know. No, it just means it was a challenge. And so instead of taking a look at the challenge and making it mean something about who you be personally, right? What we get to do is we get to say, all right, well, what did I learn throughout this difficulty? I mean, I'm sure you've heard quote after quote after quote saying that people are thankful for their rock bottom moments. They're thankful for the hard times because it means that they grew from it, or they were able to dig deep and refocus and not give up, or they were able to learn really meaningful lessons from that down time. So instead of saying that difficult year means I suck, what if we were to say this difficult year means I grew? And what if you learned something? What if you had to pivot, and that pivot created a whole new stream of income for you? Or what if you made relationship shifts this year and you set boundaries that were really hard to do, but guess what? Ended up growing your relationships. Or maybe you had to let go of some relationships that were taking you down with them. And that is hard, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It means that you grew. It means that you learn lessons. It means that when we take a look at this challenge and we evaluate it, we can actually learn from it. And as coaches, isn't that what we're helping clients do too? They're coming to us in their bad season. People don't typically sign up for coaching when life is grand. Usually they sign up for coaching because they're ready for something more. They're ready for something new. They're grieving a loss. They're in a pivot point, like they're feeling stuck in some way. They're ready for growth. And so what we get to support them in doing is what we get to practice and embody ourselves. Looking back to look forward. We're not going to look back and make it make meaning out of who we personally are, but we can look back and we can learn lessons. Typically, I have this exercise, a 90-day U-turn, where I have people take a look back over their life, and we call it I think it's like the success sheet or something like that. And they take a look at different periods of their life and they share pivotal moments, things they grew from, important time markers. For me, it would be going to camp and being a camp counselor, or getting accepted into Wheaton, or being in youth group. I feel like that was a pivotal part of my youth experience. It shifted my identity. What are the things that are important and meaningful? And often people look back and they go, wow, I am more awesome than I expected. I've made it through these hard times. I've grown through them. I'm not the same person I was anymore. I'm proud of myself for saying yes to that stirring. I'm proud that I made that big move even though it was scary. I'm proud that I broke off that relationship because I knew it was wrong. I did these hard things. And so if you're coming out of a difficult year, I challenge you to do that too, right? We want to look back to look forward. What did we learn? What can we take from this? And what do we really want to create next? At Dream Life Coaching, we don't look back to stay back. No. In counseling, sometimes we do this. It can be a gripe session, or it can be let's just talk about the trauma. And there is a season for that. Don't get me wrong. You need to bring the darkness to light so you can evaluate it. But at some point, we have to release it and we have to say what's next. And so if you're here on this brink of New Year's and you're thinking, that was a hard year and I don't want to do that again, but I don't really have hope. You're in this limbo. Comment below if you've ever felt this way. And maybe that's not you this year. Maybe this year you're readily motivated and encouraged and ready to rock and roll. If that's you, post encouragement in the comments, please. We want to hear from you. But if you're at this place where you're all right, I don't want to dream again because nothing ever comes true. Okay, here's what we do. Number one, we look back to look forward. Take a look back at this difficult year and identify where you've learned. Identify the challenges you've already grown through, the difficult decisions you've already made. Release yourself from any shit situations this past year, or maybe you wish you handled it differently, right? I think that can happen where we have this grief or guilt that we carry around. We can release that. We knew what we knew at that time. We did the best that we could at that time. And now that we know better, we will do better. And then we get to ask ourselves the question, now what? Now what? What do we really want next? And remember, we overestimate what we can do in 1 year and we underestimate what we can do in 10. So maybe you're looking back at this last year and you're like, this wasn't great. But wait, you did make moves. You did learn skills. You did try new things. You did connect with friends. You did travel and go on vacation. You did. What did you expect in 1 year? You can't create momentum from 0 to nothing often, right? In just one season. It takes that compound effect. And so my thought is that when you look back, this is the hope, right? With this exercise is when you look back, you will realize and recognize just how far you've come. The things you did learn, the things that did work, the boundaries you set, the proud moments you had, even in the midst of the difficulty. Okay, so then what's next? What's next? Now, again, as I said, we often overestimate what we can do in 1 year. And so instead of telling yourself you are going to, I don't know, heal the world of cancer and, you know, whatever, you this year, instead of having these big goals that most likely are a bit too big to handle yourself in 1 year, we are going to take these big goals of building a multi-million dollar business, or having $10,000 months, or losing 50 pounds, or whatever your big goal is. And we are going to make it so stinking tiny. We are going to take that big goal and we are going to narrow it down, you guys. We're going to narrow it down to something that makes you excited. This is what we're doing in Goal Getter right now, my 6-week program. We took a big goal, just a 6-week intention, and we're honing it in to what can I do today to actually get there. That 6-week intention is something I really feel like I can do, and it makes me really excited. So what is one step that I can do today in order to try to achieve it? Often what I find is people are like, I want this end goal, but they don't really know the steps to get there. And so they keep kind of focusing on this end goal, and they're frustrated when it's not happening. When instead of focusing on that, like, yes, I'm a vision girl, right? Like, I love casting vision. I love creating vision for myself. That helps me stay motivated. But we also need to focus on what we're doing today. So what we're doing today are our 5 daily actions. This is your exercise. This is your meal prepping. This is your, 1 or 2, like, power hour that you're working your business each and every day. Like, this is the sitting down, the butt glue of writing your book, like the action of actually doing the thing that's going to move the needle for you. So what is that? What are your 5 daily actions? What are the things that you do on a consistent basis that are actually moving the needle? This doesn't need to be 8 to 10 hours a day. I know a lot of us are working full time, or you've got families. Like, you can hit your goals, you guys, in like 2 hours a day. 2 hours 3 times a week. You literally can. You can build a business, you can change your health in an hour a day. But you got to put it on your calendar, and you got to know what that is. And so we're going to release 2025. We're going to learn what we can, and we're going to gain clarity for 2026 by making our goals smaller. Smaller. What is one step that you can accomplish this year? And then what can you do on a consistent daily basis in order to get there? This is really important, because if the goal is too big and your heart of hearts goes, yeah, right, you're going to give up. If you don't believe that the goal is possible, you won't even get started. Why bother, right? All of those self-sabotaging statements can start to swarm you in the midst of feeling like you're disconnected. You want something, but you don't believe it. So we're going to shrink our goals this year. And this may sound counterintuitive, but I can tell you it's going to help you get started, and getting started is half the battle. When you shrink your goals, when you complete daily actions, maybe it's an hour of working out. Maybe it's a half an hour. Maybe it's 10 minutes. Maybe if your goal is to write a book, it's an hour a day. Maybe it's an hour 3 times a week. But guess what? It's on your calendar. And you're prioritizing your calendar. You're telling your time where to go, and you're starting to see progress. And guess what that progress does? Guess what getting started does? Getting started helps you stay motivated. It helps increase the belief that it's actually possible. So I hope you hear this with like 2 lenses, right? Number 1, for you personally, I'm talking to you. What do you want? And what is the action you need? And let's make it so small that you can put it on your calendar and you actually can do it. And how do we help our clients do this? How do we help our clients take their, I don't like the way life is, generalities? Is that the word? Like, sometimes everyone's like, oh, nothing works. It's horrible. Everything's broken, And how do we help them pick one area of life on one goal and focus in on their consistent daily actions in order to show transformation? That's what we get to do. We get to do it for ourselves, and we get to do it for our clients. That's why I truly believe that coaches need coaches, right? You need to be poured into. You need to be poured into so you can overflow. And if you are dry, if you are burnt out, if you are insecure, if you are second guessing, how can you truly add massive value to your clients? So step 3 is what I'm going to invite all of you into, is step 3 in this whole process here of how we're going to make this year different. We're going to dream smaller. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but we're going to dream smaller, and we're going to choose community. This is, again, so important. People do not hit goals in isolation. Guys, no one, like, quote, successful has done it on their own. No one has decided to, like, run marathons and do, I don't know, Ironmans. Like, I'll just do it by my, no, they are joining groups. They are joining trainers. Like, they have a coach. People who want to hit a new goal choose a new community. That's just how it works. That's motivational psychology. Surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to do. And so I'm inviting you into the Dream Life community. We have a few ways that you can get started with us. And I think that when you're around people, I know, when you're around people who are doing what you want to do, guess what? It rubs off on you. Guess what? You're going to do way more when you know people are watching and cheering you on and asking you questions. And guess what? You're going to be motivated by their activity. And you're going to go, all right, well, I can do it too. And so here we've got 3 options that you can step into and join the Dream Life community. Number 1, we've got these free options on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. We have the Mighty Networks Dream Life community where we go, we post challenges and freebies and just tons of great information in both of those communities. We also have this is a new program, a goal getter program, and we're gonna open up the doors here soon, and it will start at the beginning of the next month. This is a 6-week motivational psychology, high accountability program to help you move the needle in your own life. And then we've got 90-Day U-Turn, which is kind of the bread and butter. Like, this is like the kitchen sink. Is that the word? Where it's like everything in it. I feel like they have kitchen sink cookies, right? Where it's like everything delicious is in the cookie. That's what I mean by that. It's everything in the kitchen sink in this program. It's all my personal development, growth focused alignment, like get unstuck, loving, kick in the right direction, move the needle content in one spot to not help you just do something different, but help you to be the person who finishes, to be the person who follows through, to be the person that hits your goals. Like, you shift personally that 1% that takes you in a new direction. So that's 90-Day U-Turn. And then for those that are ready to, like, all right, I want to start a coaching business. I want to add value to my clients. I want to know that what I'm giving them is science-backed, trauma-informed, growth-focused content. That's the certification program. It's a 6-month program that helps you to get, number 1, all of these coaching skills under your belt. And then you have the ability to license out 90-Day U-Turn or create your own content and your own program with it. Now, on top of that, something I don't talk about a ton, but what we do with our coaches is we do have a dream business side where I help people build their online coaching businesses. We have like Go High Level that has email and text systems and all of that. So like the marketing side, the tech side of a business that oftentimes gets people stuck. We have we meet regularly for that. I help you create sales pages. You have access to a discount for Go High Level, so you can use it yourself. Lots of resources once you're inside. But I think the question to ask yourself now is, all right, am I around a community that's helping me grow? What is my intention for the next 6 weeks, 3 months, 1 year? What do I really want to focus in on? And don't make it too big, too grand, too crazy. Let's make it a little bit smaller this year so you can hit it, so you can get started, so you stay motivated, so you emotionally connect to it, and you become the person who sees that success. And then any onion layers that needs to be released from 2025, forgive yourself, forgive others. Let's release it, learn from it, and have our eyes focused on the future. So, with that being said, If you're interested in 90 Day U-Turn, if you're interested in joining us as a coach, please comment coach or my turn below. Either one, message me. If you're listening to the podcast, feel free to message me on Facebook, join the free Facebook group, and let's give you the content that you need to be an excellent coach so you can get results, make an impact, and build a legacy. I hope that this was helpful. Have an amazing day, my friends. I believe in you, and I believe that 2026 is your year. Talk to you soon.